Yo, people, another episode that ends to elsewhere. We back in this bitch. I've noticed this thing within myself where, let me know if you relate to this yourself, but I overcomplicate things. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying that everything in life, don't get it twisted, but typically speaking, when I think about my emotions and when I think about set tasks is not really an emotion. What the fuck? Bitch, a fly just flew by my face. Anyway, set task. That was meant to be a distraction. Hear this concept, but there's the emotion, right? And then there's set task. And set task doesn't actually have any emotions. It's just a line of actions that you need to take to do set task, right? Now, emotions seem to be the fucking thing that stops you from doing set task. Because all of these extra external things, that doesn't make sense. All these extra added things that come with you that make set task more difficult to do. Now, I'm basing this off myself, so this is just what I go through myself. And it's like I was thinking about videos and how all I need to do is be consistent. Everything that I'm doing, it just needs consistency. I got a good product, whatnot, man could show up on camera, man could do this, I can do that, fucking that. You get me? Cool. Alhamdulillah for that though, I can't lie. You get me? But what I've clocked for me is that because of what I deal with mentally and stuff that I've gone through, my traumas, things of that nature, I'm not trying to, it's not a sub story thing, but I recognize what needs to be sorted for me to be a better person. Fucking da. Cool. Now, I'm there and I'm just like, I just need to follow this, and do that. Now, what is this other side? Let's sit back and talk about this. What the fuck is that? Because if you really deep it, self-doubt, what is it? Fear, all of these, bro, we can go list off all of these keywords, bro. Fuck it, bro. You get the gist. Overstimulation. Bro, I'm not here to excuse anything, bro, but I'm just like, it's just so jarring and frustrating to realize where you could have been if you stay consistent. But at the same time, you can't think like that because everything was meant to be what the fuck it is. It's just what it is. So I'm not looking back on a regret thing, but when I look back on a practical level and just a normal, forget emotions and all of that, just a practical level, if I took set actions at that time, by now, it would have been a mad thing. Anybody can think, yeah, bro, anybody here that's listening, that there's one task or something that if you focused on years ago, that you knew it was a good idea to focus on, but you didn't focus on it. But now that you're older, you know that now you can see. So you look back now, you're like, right, like if I spent those 5 years doing this, I would have been fucking gone, bruv. They would have thought I was dealing drugs, mate. You get me? They would have thought I was the plug or something. Like I said, you can't regret it because you got the knowledge now. But now you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to take certain routes. And it might be a little bit of a harder process. It might. But at the same time, certain times with knowledge, things become a bit easier. Do you understand? So it's like right now, I can put it to myself. It's even while I'm making this video, brother, I'm looking at everything that I've visualized, that I've seen, that I've manifested, that Allah blessed me with. You understand? Bro, and I'm like, right, if I focused on certain, bro, man's just a bit frustrated right now. That's the best way to put it. I can't even put it to that. But look, I know that there's, what's the way to even follow up with this? It's just, I can see. And that's what, and I guess certain times how nothing's in vain. So there's so much information that I've learned myself that I'm going to tell different people, yo, especially the youngers, bro. I'm telling them, yo, you need to focus on this, this, and this. It's not a joke thing what your parents is trying to fucking tell you, brother. Man's a living experience of understanding that you have time. And then the funny, let's not even go into time because that's going to lead me down into that conversation about how life goes and it's a click of a second. You don't even know if tomorrow's going to be your day. Do you understand? But you have time in it. Do you understand? Bro, life is a mad thing sometimes. Same way there, not to be on some low vibration thing, but certain times, because I'm on a more neutral, above vibration, I would say that, man, when I would say something, somebody might say that I'm being negative, but I'm not being negative. It's not negative what I'm saying. Well, let's not even go into that anyway. I can't stand that shit as well. Do you know what? Let's go into that quickly though. I can't stand fake positive people. I'm not saying that that you're not meant to be delusional, but there's certain things in this fucking life that you need to understand about delusion, innit? Delusion needs to be set in certain spaces. Do you understand? The rest of it, the delusion of the fact that you can't, when people do this delusional thing, I'm like, yo, you have to be clear on your delusion and what you're being delusional about. And then the reality has to be in the rest of it. For example, if you walk off a fucking bridge, you're gonna hurt yourself, right? If you walk in front of a car You're not going to be delusional and think that the car is just going to magically stop and the car's just going to go through you. I know that you're not saying it from a bad space, but the way that these people think, they don't have common sense. Bro, the amount of comments that I get, sometimes I'm like, yo, can't you add up? What? Yo, let's not even go into that. But look, I'm trying to just go back into this last bit. Delusion. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with delusion, brother. But you gotta understand how you're maneuvering this delusion thing. Because like I said, if you walk in front of a fucking car moving at 100 miles per hour, do you think that that car is not gonna hit you? Now that's a question, not a rhetorical. You get me? But anyway, so when people say be delusional, I'm not saying I'm delusional in certain areas, because you need to be on a creative thing and on certain things, but there's still reality that you need to manage. Does that make sense? You have to categorize. Know if you don't go to your job today that you're not going to get paid. You're not going to be delusional about that, right? See what I'm trying to say? So when people just be saying shit, I'm just like, just please, shut the fuck up. Respectfully, just be quiet. You dickhead. Well, who am I? Because I could be a dickhead too. Gotta keep it balanced. But nah, for real, like, brother. But anyway, back to this thing here. It's so interesting. It's just so interesting how I can look at some simplistic steps that I need to take to do something, and all of a sudden, there's self-doubt. There's imposter syndrome. There's this. There's overwhelming. There's da-da-da. And I know that there's a multitude. I don't know how to pronounce that. I know that there's several things. You just have to find another word. There's several things that play a part to this, but brother, that in itself. Now, to wheel this in a little bit, just think to yourself, when you're thinking about something that you want to do, like there's something that you're interested in doing, there's something that you want to do, and then think about what stops you from doing it. Because look, when you think about the simplistic side of it, you just need to go do set things. There's set practical things, actionable things that you can do. It doesn't involve emotion. For example, if you want to sign up for something, you have to go sign up for that thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or you have to register. If you want to go on holiday, you have to book a plane ticket. Do you understand? There's practical things. There's set actions that you have to do. There's no emotion in that. But when it comes to particular things, now, when you think about doing something simple, like sending a message, why, bro, the emotion side of it now, sending a message should be a very simplistic thing. I'm not saying that there ain't reasonings behind why sending a particular message might not be difficult. It might, whatever the scenario might be, but let's just talk about a normal, it's not no serious conversation. It's just having a normal back and forth, right? Sending that one message seems so hard, but all you need to do is type less than a sentence and acknowledge that person. But for some reason, the emotion side of things make that task really difficult. Do you get what I'm saying? When you sit back and think to yourself, I'm not saying it's silly, because I'm basing this on myself, but I find it, I'm not going to say silly, but I'm just going to say you silly to make it lighthearted. Like, I just find it so silly how my mind works, bro. It's just so interesting because this, brother, I'm telling you, I've been trying to figure it out myself. I've been trying to figure it out my fucking self. But bro, I just find it so mad how the steps to do something to what can stop you from doing it is all in your mind. It's just so crazy to me, bro. Like, Joe, I'm here trying to talk myself through it, brother, because I'm just trying to I'm just like, right, let's talk about videos, for example. Like, I just need to release these videos consistently. Do you get me? That's for me. I just need to release these videos consistently and keep releasing. And I know in my mind, because I can visualize the end result anyway. Oh, that's so interesting. Now, let me know if you relate to this one. Now, when you're able to visualize things and you can see the end result of things, sometimes you've lived it so much in your mind that sometimes then taking action to make the set thing happen feels a bit long. Yo, because you can see so sometimes, I know that sounded mad. I don't even know if that even articulated or sounded right. But I hope there's somebody that is able to articulate what the fuck I'm trying to say. Because, bro, being able to see so far in your mind sometimes, brother. When you think about something that you want and then you've experienced it so much and seen it so much in your mind, when you think about the reality side of making that happen or taking the actions to make it happen, it seems long. I don't know, fam, because I already have it in my head. Don't even put too much on that. I need to fucking think about what I just said, bro. there's so much levels to what I just said, but I need to process it. But so don't take that one with a pinch of salt. I might come back another day and say something completely different. I'm still trying to think about what I'm just saying because I'm like, there's something in that, but I ain't got the space to articulate that shit. But yeah, man. So in a way, this is good because man's aware. And I've always been like aware, but it's like, today it just hit me. I'm just like, yo, brother, what are you doing? It's simple what you need to do. Really, I got like 600 videos that I could repost right now. More than that. But for some reason, I'm finding it hard to hit post. What is that? I don't even need to make new content, brother. But obviously, you need to make new content. But I could just there's several videos in those videos that's done well. So I could just repost them. Like there's videos in those 600 videos that I've reposted several times that's done well several times. So it's like, what is the issue? Like that Cardi B thing just comes to my head when she's just like, what is the reason? You get me? Because, brother, I'm just like, what is all of this behavior? What is all of this attitude? So anyway, if you relate to anything that I'm saying here, drop me a comment and let me know what comes to your mind. Try to make it make sense though, because sometimes people leave me comments and I'm reading them and I really don't understand. When you're writing me a comment, write it like you're talking, not in an antagonizing way, but if a 10-year-old, writing it to a 10-year-old, like you want a 10-year-old to be able to understand this. Because sometimes, honestly, I really don't know what people are talking about. People leave me comments writing in caps, and I'm just like, why are you shouting? Honestly, you're not even stringing together a sentence that makes logical sense, bro. It's not even about spelling mistakes. I make spelling mistakes. Brother, I'm saying sometimes when somebody makes a spelling mistake, you can still comprehend what they're overall saying and you can understand what they're saying. Brother, I'm telling you, bro, I am like G Herbo at the phone. Half the time, just like, because, brother, I'll be looking at my phone, just, what the fuck am I reading? And I'm like, yo, bro, like, yo, oh my God, bro, what are these people, like, no judgment, but sometimes I'm there trying to understand. There's a clip of Modine talking about if something confuses you, say fuck off. Real talk, bro. And not for everything, but that makes so much fucking sense because I be reading these fucking comments, bro. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying I'm the smartest, most intelligent person ever, brother. But I'm telling you right now, I cannot understand what the fuck is even happening here. Certain times people are even mad at me and I don't even understand why you're mad because you can't articulate yourself. I don't even know what you're saying. What the fuck? And half the time, when somebody's all passionate about something, I get a bit more curious on like, what made you that mad? Like, you get what I'm saying? Out of interest, you get me? But I spend half my time confused at the comments, guys. I can't lie, bro. And then they be saying it with so much passion. Well, what are you saying? I said to myself a while ago, I am not arguing with anybody online. You get it? I am not doing that. You get me? Not saying here and there. Sometimes I flop, you get me? Very rarely, but I ain't arguing with nobody online. I ain't having any sort of back and forth with nobody online. It's either a block thing or I'm airing it. Done, innit? So just to go back to the concept that I was actually starting the video about, because we veered off a little bit, you get what I'm saying? But it's part of the game. But anyway, I just find it so interesting how the mind can stop you from doing something that's so simplistic. When you separate the two and actually think about something that you want to do, and if you take away your fear or whatever trauma or whatever reason that's stopping you in your mind, and then think about the practical steps. If you want to get food from the fridge, for example, I know this sounds so silly, but if you want to get food from the fridge, you know that you need to get up and go to your fridge and you have to use your arm and open the fridge, or whatever method you want to open the fridge, whatever body part, you get what I'm saying? But that sounded mad anyway. But that there's a practical step. There's nothing emotional about that. Well, at certain times it feels like we need to take the emotion, not emotion out of it, but those emotions need to be removed from the steps. Because the steps are the steps. It's like, and sometimes you're going to feel it where, let me know if this happens to you, but it's mad when you actually go to do something that you've been taking so long to do, you've been procrastinating on, if that's the right word, and you actually get around to doing it. And then it's not as bad as you thought. If anything, you get to that thing and you're like, yo, I should have done this 2 months ago. I should have done this X amount of days ago. And then you're just sitting there, not jarred at yourself, but you're kind of jarred at yourself that you didn't take action on something. With this life that we have, this little, short, precious life that we have, a short, long time, let's say that. Every time you don't take action on certain things, I'm not saying every time, sometimes you might be being protected, but every time you don't take actions, it's like you do something to your own body DNA, brother. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a biologist, I'm not anything. But it's you do something to yourself where you hold yourself back, and it makes things more difficult. It makes things, you're not able to approach things the way that you would if you was to take action on these things that you're meant to take action on. If you feel in your heart that you're meant to be doing something and you're not fucking doing it, you feel every day that you're not doing it, it feels easier not to do it, right? But at the same time, you feel worse. You feel shit. Let's be real, you feel shit. And all these other distractions that you're trying to fucking do to make up for it, it just makes you feel worse. It's a little temporary fucking fix. When I even think about something so simple as eating junk food or some shit like that, I know that's gonna make me feel worse tomorrow. But then for a short pleasure, bruh. Once I finish the fucking thing, and because I eat fast anyway, the thing's gone. I'm like a dog, bruv. Just hoovering up the food, fam. You get me? Come like, man didn't spend all the money on the fucking food. So anyway, the side note. But you know within yourself when you're not taking action, brother. And you might have got so distracted that you forgot what this feeling is within yourself, and you're trying to do all these other things. You might be exercising and eating healthy and that, but you're not following the fucking path, cuz. You get me? So obviously, regardless, you're not gonna feel good. And I don't think that in this life you're just meant to feel good anyway. I think that's a fucking lie. But within this thing here, there's a balance. There's so many balances that we have to maintain for the ultimate. Do you get what I'm trying to say? For the ultimate good of yourself, you can't ignore certain things. You can't just be doing 2 things out of the fucking, say for example, 10 things that we need to do to be whole. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And like, even when I'm saying this out loud to myself, I'm hearing myself. And I'm like, yeah, brother, because there's things in my system that I'm not doing. And then it's affecting other bits of the system, because to make a cake or to make a fucking meal, all the ingredients need to be in the thing to make it the way. I know that there's ways around things cool. I'm just trying to give a bait example. So follow me on a general basis. When you're making something, all right, let's go with something a bit more practical, like a car engine, for example. Have you ever seen a car engine when they separate all of the parts, right? And do you see how many parts there are that go into that engine? It's quite amazing that somebody actually knows in memory how to put that all together. What the fuck are you on, brother? I don't know if you're on some autism heroin, fam. Like, but cool, innit? What I'm saying is, when you see a car, like all of the engine, all of it apart, right? If one of those components is missing, I might be wrong, but typically speaking, if certain components from that engine is missing, regardless of what you do, that engine will not work properly. Does that make sense? And it's like, when we're not following all of the things that we need to do to maintain ourselves as beings, whether that be health, exercise, mental, do you get what I'm saying? Mental, whatever the fuck is meant to be, praying. Do you get what I'm trying to say? All of these things, that there's so many more, but without all of the components, the engine can't work properly. It might work, but it's not working optimal. It's not working properly. But when we have all of these components, the engine is gonna work, brother. And I think that's what we're missing certain times. Half the bits for the engine and the engine's running, and we're like, yeah, we're cool with that, as long as it runs. But no, we're meant to be running properly. We're not running properly. And then now that puts pressure on all of the other bits that you do have running, because you need everything. Does that make sense? I know it's easier said than done to give an analogy and just be like, yeah, but I'm talking from myself, bro. I'm not talking like I'm not with you on this with you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Bro, whatever, man. But brother, real talk, brother. Life there is mad. But anyway, comment below if you got any value from this. So let me know your opinion. Make sure you turn on post notifications if you want to keep up to date with my videos. Follow me on all socials at Ensta Elsewhere and at Apollo Grave. What else is it? Make sure to like the video, share it if you're feeling fruity. Got this far in the video, like to the end, yeah, and you saw this bit where I'm talking. Drop a fire emoji and then be like, got to the end. You get me? You know what I'm saying? I just want to see. You know what I'm trying to say? I just want to see. But anyway, big love, people. Till next time, make sure you check the last episode right here or here, wherever the fuck it's going to be. But people, big love, over and motherfucking out. Done, no.